Welcome to the Brand Doctor Podcast, strategies that help entrepreneurs build reputable and profitable brands. Here's your host, Henry Kaminski Jr.
What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. It is January 9th, and we are doing another podcast episode live on Facebook. So we could sort of kill two birds with one stone here and provide as much value as I possibly can on many different channels without doing all the crazy legwork that some other people do. So again, 2018 is the year of refinement. So I'm trying to refine my process and try to impact as many people as I possibly can. And today we are talking about, building your personal brand from the ground up. And over the holiday break, I've spent a lot of time studying other personal brands and how they operate, what their values are, how they communicate with their audience, what services and products do they sell, and I've done a lot of that. And I found somebody who was very, very ahead of me, which is good because I'm going to be chasing him for a long time. And it's a dude by the name of Roberto Blake. And Roberto Blake is a graphic designer, very much like myself when I first started out. And he's evolved into something much, much bigger than that. And he has a huge, huge following on social media and specifically YouTube. And so I followed one of his YouTube videos, and it got me to a video about personal branding and how he looks at personal branding. And he was teaching this audience, and he said some of the questions that you need to ask yourself when you're building your personal brand, first and foremost, is what is your story? What's your backstory? And you guys heard me talk about this a lot, in other episodes. And so, but he was very specific with a series of questions that you should ask yourself before you get out there and begin your personal brand sort of experience and journey. And so I want to go over some of these questions with you and give you my perspective on them. And one of the first questions that he asks is, what is it that you are really good at? And so many people out there are just jumping on the next hot thing and not even giving this question the time of day. And then when they dive into that shiny object, they realize that they suck at it and that there's so much more involved than just, ooh, that's a good idea. That's what's popular. Let's go ahead and jump into that without taking a breath and saying, is this something that I'm even interested in? Is it something that I'm passionate about? Is it something that I'm even going to be able to execute? For example, I see this a lot in one of the Facebook groups that I belong into, and it's the ClickFunnels group. And I love that group because there's a lot of great, great people in there, but there's a lot of people in there that don't know if they're coming or going. And I'll be the first to tell them that. I mean, to their face. They see ClickFunnels as this, holy moly, this thing could make me $1 gazillion if I just create a funnel, right? But there's so much more involved, and they dive headfirst, and they don't realize that there's a lot more involved. And I think the ClickFunnels team and Russell does a great job trying to give you all the resources and tools that you need to get you where you need to be to the best of your ability. But, Russell didn't get to where he's at today overnight. And a lot of you guys think just because ClickFunnels is a great tool that it's going to get you there overnight. And you don't realize that you're not good at funnel building, even though you're calling yourself, a funnel builder. You have no design background at all. You have no branding background at all, but you're good at clicking buttons. And so I want you to ask yourself and be true to yourself. Am I really good at this? And if not, pick something that you are. because then you're going to feel confident and you're going to be able to do much bigger things in your life and with your business than what you're doing right now. So that's the first question. The second question is, what is truly exciting to me? Like, what am I really excited over? I can tell you from experience and for myself that people excite me, you know? And if you would ask 90% of the designers out there or branders out there, they're introverts. They don't like people. They want to be in front of a computer and they want to just crank. Me, I love people. I need to be around people or else I'm dead. I need to vibe off other people's energies or else, I can't breathe. And so I want you to ask yourself, what am I excited about? What excites me? And explore that a little bit deeper before you go jumping and diving into something that at the end of the day doesn't excite you. So the same question, a little bit tilted, is who is also excited about those same things? Because like minds connect. People are drawn to people who have some relevancy, have something that they're connected. Something connects them together. I'm going to do business with somebody who is aligned with my values. I'm going to do business with somebody who likes the same things I like. It's just nature, right? And so asking yourself that question is really going to get you to the next step a lot faster when it comes to building your personal brand. The next question he asks is, why do we gravitate towards it? So have you asked yourself that question? Why do I like this? We said this, in a few episodes back, listen, I like fancy things. I like nice cars. Why do I like those things? It's the way they make me feel. At the end of the day, at the simplistic form, like, I like the way they make me feel. That's it. So figuring that out and asking that question is going to help you get really clear and focused. Because 9 times out of 10, when I'm having strategy calls with clients, they're out of focus. And that's why they're reaching out to me, because they're like, I need you to help me clarify my brand. I know that you have a process that helps people clarify their brands so that they can connect with their audience, in a more simplistic fashion, in a more emotional and in a deeper level. So that's what connects brands to business. And so brands to people, I should say. And so that's sort of the things that we need to ask ourselves, those heavy questions, like, why? Like, what makes me happy about this? Why does it get me excited? All right. Not to beat a dead drum, but a dead horse. But another question that you really need to ask yourself is, what are my core values? What are my core values? What core values does my personal brand revolve around? Right? Is it premium? Is it conservative? Is it, fill in the blank? You gotta get really clear with your values. Are you a person of integrity? Are you a person of reliability? What are some of the core values in your life that really make you stand strong or stand tall? In my life, I think reliability is huge. Integrity, authentic, making a difference, empowering, motivating, inspiring. These are all sort of adjectives that revolve around my brand's values. And getting clear with that, sitting down, actually writing them down, is going to help you get super, super clear. And that's what it comes down to. When you got the clarity you need, everything else comes simpler. Everything else comes easier. So moving along, another question he asks is, how do friends and family describe me? It's a good question, right? And I posed this question on Facebook not too long ago. And I asked people, what do you think of me? When you hear Henry Kaminski, what do you think of me? And it was a tough question to ask because you never know what the answer is going to be, right? It could be good. It could be negative. It could be, you're full of shit. It could be, you're a subject matter expert, whatever it is. So it was definitely a tough question to ask, but that's what's really going to define your personal brand. It's what the other people are saying behind your back. It's what other people are saying when you're not in the room. That's what branding's all about. And so asking that question is going to give you some light, and it may give you that aha moment where maybe my messaging is off. Maybe that's what I'm saying is not how people are interpreting it. And that's something that you need to pay attention to. Because if your message is off, if it's not on brand, if it's not what you mean, you're confusing people. And confused people don't buy. That's the bottom line. So moving along, where do I like to spend my time online? Because when you ask yourself that question, 9 times out of 10, the people that like the same things are going to be hanging out in the same place. And so my business is very business to business. So I need to hang out more on LinkedIn. I need to get more comfortable on LinkedIn because that's a business oriented platform. So paying attention to where you like to hang out is probably going to help you because your target audience, the people that you want to hang around with, are probably hanging out in the same place. So you want to get that connection. You want to mingle, on those platforms. So that's going to help you with customer persona too. When you're creating your customer avatars and your personas, that's going to help you tremendously because you're going to know what you love. You're going to know what you hate. And I'm pretty sure your target audience is probably going to be very much in line with those things as well. So focusing in on that stuff is super, super key. We just got a couple more questions I want to go over and then we'll rock it. So the next question is, where do people seek my advice? So do they go to YouTube for tutorials or how-tos? Do they go to Facebook groups? Do they go to offline events? Do they go to conferences? Those types of things. And if so, why aren't you there? Like, you need to start getting involved on those platforms and start creating that content on those platforms so people recognize you. I was on a podcast interview this morning and somebody asked me, how do you gain an audience? Well, one, it's getting your ass out there and putting your values out there to the world, sharing your ideals and sharing your interests, sharing your values, sharing your work. And I'll get into that in a second and then we'll wrap this up. But you got to get out there, and you got to find ways to do it. And you got to find ways to do it in a simplistic fashion. Or if you can't do it yourself, find somebody that will help you do it. I can't be on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram all at the same time. I'm only one person, but I've built out a team to help me create that omnipresence, to create that, because I know I can't do it on my own. And I see a lot of you guys all trying to be everything inside of your business, and it's extremely hard to do. It's impossible. It's impossible. Eventually, if you want to get to the next level, you got to let go. I hate to say it, but you got to let go. You got to believe in the help. You got to believe in a team-oriented capability, because you won't be able to get to the next level all by yourself. The greatest of the greats are not one-man bands. They have teams behind them that help them get to where they want to be. So understanding where people are going to seek your advice and becoming present there, right, is the first step to drawing that audience in. And people are going to connect with you. People aren't going to connect with you. It's all right. But you got to be there. And then last but not least, why is it that people trust my opinions? Why is it that people trust my opinions? And that's what leads to what I mentioned before in brief. You know, when you're creating content online, it's all about building a body of work that represents you. And Roberto talks about this in detail in a lot of his videos. And big shout out to Roberto, by the way. You know, he's been a great inspiration to me, and a lot of the stuff that I'm implementing and sort of refining are coming from a lot of the practices that he's doing. And it's been a great help. But in order to even be considered as a subject matter expert, you know, you got to show and prove. And I've told you this 1,000 times, where if you're not out there representing your work or showcasing what it is that you're really good at, what are you doing that's allowing people to say to themselves, I believe him, or I believe her. She's been really good at this. He showcases every week another brand that he's developing. So clearly he knows what he's doing, you know, or any of those things. And sorry, I had to get a drink of water. If you're not representing your body of work, if you're not representing how it is you're positioning yourself as somebody that knows what the hell they're doing, you're not giving anybody anything to hold on to. And that's something that you got to truly pay attention to. And it's not just lip service here. You got to get out there and tell people and show people. Your actions are going to speak louder than your words any day of the week. Any day of the week. So you have to get out there and show them. Show them that you can do it. Do case studies. Do a Facebook Live where you're going through, a project that may not be complete yet, and show them the process. I've done this 100 times already, where I'll showcase a brand that I'm developing and I'll take them through the logo. Sorry about that, guys. I'll take them through the logo process. I'll take them through the way we develop the website. I'll take them through the client brief process. I'll take them through how we create, customer personas and brand attributes. I'll take them through this process of how to clarify a brand. And then we go into the design phase and we start building out the logo, building out the website, building out all the digital assets for the brand. And just by them having that bird's eye view or that sneak peek is going to get them more confident in doing business with you, because now they kind of know how you operate. And I'm not afraid to show any of that. Like, I'm just not. People are like, oh, people are going to copy you and they're going to become your competition. Listen, I'm not worried about them. I'm really not. I'm worried about how good my content is. Is it making a difference in people's lives? Is it helping people create brands that are going to help them design their lifestyle? Like, that's what I'm focused on. I can't worry about people copying me or imitating me. I can only focus on what I have control over. That's it. Bottom line. So I'm hoping you're getting some value out of this. I'm hoping you're getting some ideas, because this is going to help you tremendously take your brand to the next level and really understand what it's like to build your brand from the ground up. Because that's where it starts. It all starts from the backstory and works up. And so I hope you got some value out of this, guys. Again, those questions are, very quickly, as a recap, what is it that I'm really good at? What is truly exciting to me? And who is also excited about those same things? Why do I gravitate towards those things? What are my core values? How do friends and family describe me when I'm not in the room? Where do I like to spend my time online? When do people seek my advice and where? And what is it that people trust my opinions? What am I doing that is getting people to say, yes, that guy knows what he's talking about or she's talking about? There you have it, folks. And at the end of the day, the content that you create is all about building a body of work that represents you. And you got to stand tall and proud for every little thing that you do and you represent. Don't be wishy-washy, because that's going to kill the confidence in your audience. I can promise you that. I guarantee it. So there you have it, guys. I hope you got some value out of this. And if you haven't shared this podcast with a friend or a colleague, please do so. I truly, truly appreciate it and thank you in advance for it. If you haven't joined the Brand Doctors Hangout Facebook group, go ahead over there right now and join the group. And there's tons of entrepreneurs out in that group that are helping each other, through this entrepreneurial journey. And so there you have it, guys. Hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Take care.
You've been listening to the Brand Doctor Podcast with Henry Kaminski Jr. To get your appointment with the doctor, visit Brand Audit at www.uniquedesignz.net.